Hello, AlphaFlo friends. This is Kelly, and today I'm here with Tyler Moffat. Tyler, thanks so much for being with us.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about your French Bulldog, Jolie, today. Tell us about her.
So Jolie's a 5-year-old French Bulldog, and she is extremely crazy active, always has been in really good health. And then around Christmas, we noticed she was kind of losing the use of her back legs. They just seemed weak, and then it progressively was getting worse. She started knuckling and dragging her legs. She would like, when she would stand, she would like do the splits. She couldn't stand properly. And then like she would try to rear up for a treat and she would fall over. Her back legs would not hold her up. So, of course, kept getting more progressively worried about her. So we took her to our local vet. They put her on a couple of prescriptions for 2 weeks, and we didn't see any improvement from the prescriptions. And she started losing like her bowel and bladder control. So I decided to give Ginger a call. I'd been known her my whole life and been following Renovo and AlphaFlo for a while. Big fan of all that they've been doing. So she said, yeah, let me get some to a vet here in Little Rock and see what it can do for her. So Jolie had her injections in February, and we weren't sure if we would see anything immediately, but the next day after she kind of come off her groggy sedation, she was walking around really good, and holding her bowel and bladder. We're like, oh, okay, looks good. And then as a couple of days progressed on, she was just back to running around and standing properly. And I think it was within like 24 hours, I noticed she like reared up on the cabinet to smell for a treat, and she was standing, she wasn't falling over. So we were just immediately overjoyed that she wasn't having all these issues, because we were looking at surgery, which would have been, of course, very expensive, but also they weren't sure she would even be able to recover from it because she is such an active dog, trying to keep her like still from the recovery process surgery. They were like, so it might not even, we could do this and it wouldn't even work. So we were looking at a situation that was definitely not ideal for our dog. And then she got her AlphaFlo injection, and we're about 2 months out, and she's maintaining her good health. So we couldn't be happier with how she's doing.
Wow. Well, we are thrilled about that. We would love to see some of the video. I know you've got some before and then after video. That would be incredible. And we will post that below. And I'm just imagining as her mom, how it must have felt for you and your whole family to see, to have your dog really suffering like that, an active dog who, that was just taken away from, and what it must have felt like.
Yeah, because she really had nothing wrong with her before, and it just came on pretty fast and sudden. And when you don't know what to do for them, or you're facing a surgery that you're told might not work, you're like, well, you didn't really want to put them through all that pain of surgery if they're not going to recover fully. So it was a simple, easy injection that didn't seem to bother her at all. And the next day I would say she was probably like, the next day we said she was probably like 80% back to herself within like 24 hours. So and then she just kept getting a little bit better each day till she seemed like she was doing, back to her crazy wild self. So
That's what we love about Renovo, minimally invasive. So, we
yeah.
want to say to anyone who might be facing surgery, please ask your vet about Renovo, because you're talking about an injection
Yeah.
versus a surgery where there's always risk and the outcomes are, unknown. You're hoping for the best, but obviously the recovery is so much greater, and this is minimally invasive.
Yes. So we couldn't be happier. We would do it again in a heartbeat. and if something hopefully won't, but if anything ever happened with any of our other dogs, that would be our first go-to. Absolutely. So
And I
I
have
would
seen this
highly,
before in other French bulldogs. Do you know if this is common in French bulldogs?
yeah, their backs are a little, especially when they act like, my dog doesn't act like a French bulldog. She has Boston Terrier siblings, and if you've ever had Boston Terriers, they're wild. So I think she acts like the Boston Terrier siblings. So she's she's a mess, that one, but so now she's back to being a mess,
Uh,
which we love.
well, we love that Jolie is being herself and that she's out there just being happy and jumping and doing all the things a French bulldog or any dog should be able to do.
Yes, we're thrilled. So
Yeah.
yes,
Jolie, what
takes
would you say to
after.
someone who has not yet tried AlphaFlo? Maybe they haven't heard of it. What would you say to them?
Well, the way I felt about it is it didn't hurt to try. It wasn't going to make her feel any worse, for sure. Um, so um, it would be my first choice for even over, like I said, we tried medication for 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks we got no gains. If we'd have just done, the AlphaFlo injection, we would have known immediately, if she was, or almost immediately, if she was getting relief or not. So I would suggest that even over trying medication. So, which is sometimes even really hard to get a dog to take medication for those who don't like to swallow a pill. We all have been there.
Yes,
So
that's true. There are
yeah,
obstacles and there's also side effects, of all the
yeah,
medicine as well. And sometimes you don't know how they're going to interact in your dog. And so there's
yeah,
always even risk with medicine sometimes.
yeah, yeah. So it's kind of no risk here, and it was a great reward for us. So um, again, would highly recommend it and would do it again. And if she needs it again in the future, I will definitely be giving them a call to get another AlphaFlo injection.
Well, that is wonderful. Tyler, that means so much. We appreciate your time today, and we'll be cheering on Jolie that she
Yeah,
continues to run and jump and be a wild one for you and your family.
I'll send you a video of her in the yard running around like crazy today, so you can see how good she's
We would
doing.
love that. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.